Another 9th Age battle. Bretonnia against the very self-same ogres which fought the last game. Bretonnia drops their first drops. All the units on the middle are not yet deployed. It's once again a counterthrust and spoils of war. Here you see the deployed ogre units, bruisers here, bombardiers, and these are mercenary veterans. Did these have plate armor?
These are not deployed.
No, they're undeployed, not deployed yet. But there's a unit of tribesmen on the other side of the abandoned building. Now, the knights have deployed. They finished first with their deployment, but they're going to start their engagement by praying. Dette bibelbeltesknekter fra Sørlandet. Vi tar en andakt, dere. The ogres finish next. They have their bruisers with paired weapons, or no, knuckle gloves and plate armor and lethal strike to be the focal point against the knights. So that's a tough unit of 4 mercenaries to get through. The flank is disputed. This flank right here. You have a Mammoth Hunter here, more bruisers against the Knights of the Realm, and the Duke on Hippogriff. Let's see if one army or the other can round the house. On the other side, it's an undisputed ogre territory, with just some chaff to keep them at bay. So it'll be an important question. Which army will rush forward? Will the ogres be able to take both sides with turn 1, or will maybe Bretonnia be able to charge through the very hard center, maybe with help of the Duke, if he comes to the rescue with the Hippogriff from the side? The options are open. The ogres start right ahead. The ogres take the first turn. They win the roll-off. They are aggressive on this flank with the Rock. This is the Rock. The other, without snow, is the Frost Mammoth. Quite counterintuitive. The Knights of the Realm manage 2 6+ ward saves against crossbows, no, against bombardiers. But now the question is a question of flanks. In turn 1, the Bretonnia will be considering taking the flank here. They have a spell, Break the Spirit, cast on the questing knights, so it'll be all the more difficult for them to march forward off the mountain into the forest and so on. Then they'll have to take 3 dangerous terrain tests to move forward, so that's not a good idea. But the objective is in the center, and the Frost Mammoth, no, the Rock is coming from the flank. The Bretonnia army does some intelligent moves. With some help of the judge, who also carries the camera this day. They shoot down one of the bruisers here with crossbows. They chaff up the flank of the Rock, and they move forwards very judiciously. On this side here, the yeomen are up chaffing, while the Duke and the Knights Errant are in behind, ready to charge in the next round. Now, in Ogre turn 2, these mercenary veterans charge the yeomen.
Jeg lurer på om ikke kanskje disse skal
That's just the Rock.
charge også. 15.
And the bruisers are considering revenge after losing their mate. In the Ogre, turn 2, the Rock kills the yeoman, of course. These bruisers kill 5 archers. They flee, keep fleeing in the Bretonnia turn. Bretonia turn 2
7-7.
starts with a heap of charges. The Knights of the Realm charge through the forest with their Damsel on a unicorn, so they don't take dangerous terrain in the forest. The Green Knight comes on, and he charges the mercenary veterans as well. The Knights of the Realm charge the Bombardiers. The Grail Knights, I mean. The Grail Knights charge the Bombardiers. And the Knights Aspirant charge the common Ogres. The long shot, the long charge, the 17 charge of the Duke on Hippogriff goes through as well. A lot of long charges are pulled through, so the Bretonia is in a very...
Pickle?
The Ogre player is in a pickle.
Clear charges.
In their turn 3, isn't that so?
Yep.
Or was it turn 2? The Bretonians charged in with everything. The Knights of the Realm killed a couple mercenary veterans, only losing one themselves. With the aid of the Green Knight, they overran into the Frost Mammoth, which was causing them great pain because they had to strike last, although the mercenary veterans, before they fled, only landed some blunt blows. They were not very good with the dice. On the other side of the battle, the Knights Aspirant killed outright their unit of common Ogres, and the Archduke on a Hippogriff has now gotten a new title from killing 3 mercenary veterans outright by doing 10 wounds with its 5 attacks plus 5 more from the Grail virtue, or the Might virtue.
Yeah.
So they've taken the flank, which is what they hoped for. The Ogres are on the defensive here, because of one good round of charges from the Bretonians. The Green Knight is killed by the common Ogres with the BSB and the Shaman. He loses all his wounds and his mind and runs into the forests from whence he came. The Knights of the Realm, however, did tremendously well. They ran through their first unit into the Frost Mammoth, killed the Frost Mammoth outright. However, there was a split combat at the end of this, as the Grail Knight was killed, as the Green Knight was killed. Since the Ogre player was the active player, the Ogres overran, catching the Knights of the Realm. So that's the new combat here. There's a lot of other specialties going on as well there. The Ogres are surrounding the center, having one objective, seeming to catch on to the other objective. They've rallied their mercenary veterans, who were the ones who fell to the Knights of the Realm. And the Grey Knights are reforming because they had a pesky dog, meaning they couldn't wheel. The Mammoth Hunter is caught in the corner between the Grey Knights and the Grand Duke. Knights Aspirants are moving out towards their objective. The Grail Knights were charged in the rear by mercenary veterans. The mercenary veteran has 1 wound left and lost the combat. However, the Knights of the Realm fell to the charging common Ogres. They ran from combat and were caught in pursuit, just in front of the Ogre Castle. Break the Spirit is cast on these Knights Errant, and Children of Inu, or something, the hereditary spell of Ogres.
Children of Umi.
Of Umi is cast on the Grail Knights. And this Mammoth Hunter keeps escaping out of the line of sight of the Archduke. The Knights are in perilous waters right now. After round 5 it looks like this. The Ogres are closing in on every side. The Totemic Summon, which appeared last round, is engaging. The Grey Knights killed the last mercenary veteran, and they're angling up to give a difficult charge to the ogres, but it won't be a failed charge. They'll have to align once the ogres hit. Now, charging in turn 5, ogres.
See like that.
In turn 5, the Totemic Summon charges the Knight's Aspirant, the Mammoth Hunter and Rock charge the Archduke, and the ogres charge the Grey Knights. As well as these bruisers picking up their second objective. That's their winning move. We're now in round 6. Things have gone quickly. A message to fellow General Jürgen of the Upper Counties. The Archduke is now dead. There are no Bretonnians left on the battlefield. Very unfortunate that the ogres have taken the objective, but there's nothing we can do. We'll have to whip our serfs harder and come back another glorious day. This is how the ogres have taken the field, and the dead knights are spread on every corner of the table. The Bretonnians did not necessarily lose by being decimated in wounds, but by being outmaneuvered by the ogres. Don't you agree with that?
Yes.
And which unit among the ogres performed best?
The most valuable ogre, I think, was probably this unit of tribesmen and the Rock.
Yeah, the Rock did some great charges.
And also this Mammoth Hunter proved that he's no joke.
Only his spear hunting skills are a joke. But that's due to the randomness of dice. We'll see you next time.